year is 2021. On the asteroid KZ4.
And here we have it, the last piece of galaxite on the asteroid KZ4. Today is the day, my friends, the day we head to the land we never thought we'd live to see. The land where the ground is full of tin and the ports are full of fish. The land that our great-great-grandparents left 150 years ago. Today, my friends, is the day we head to Cornwall. I suppose you're wondering how we got here in the first place.
The year is 1871. Down a mine in Cornwall.
I love the white rose in its splendor. I love the white rose in its bloom. I love the white rose, so fair as she grows. It's the rose that reminds me of you.
It all began with my great-great-grandfather Tom. He was a miner of the finest Cornish tin. It was said that the Cornish were the best miners in the world, and Grandpa Tom certainly believed that.
With a pickaxe in our hand, we're the best in the land, born to be underground since our life began. There's nothing that can stop us, find the tin and the copper, 'cause there's no miner like a Cornish man. No, there's no miner like a Cornish man.
But with a decline in the tin and copper mining industries, many Cornish men set out for work in other parts of the world. They called themselves Cousin Jacks. For my great-great-grandfather, it was Australia, or so he thought. In 1871, a ship bound for Adelaide set out across the ocean.
There's nothing that can stop us, find the tin and the copper, 'cause there's no miner like a Cornish man.
But just 3 days after they had set sail, the passengers of the ship saw something they had never experienced before. All of a sudden, there was a flash of light, brighter than the afternoon sun after hours down the mine. The waves crashed, fierce and angry, and the ship and those aboard it were never seen again. At least not on Earth.
Where are we?
Is this Australia?
Have we died and gone to heaven?
Seems like out of me.
The Cornish men watched in awe as a group of figures appeared in front of them. They had purple skin and multiple eyes.
You have landed on the asteroid KZ4. We are the astronauts.
Welcome to the asteroid KZ4, a place you've never been before. Make make yourselves at home and try to smile, 'cause you'll be here for quite a while.
Cousin Jax, we were looking down on you on Earth, and we heard you say that you're the best miners in the world. Perhaps you think you're too good for this world. Well, we have just the job for you. You see, our spaceships run on gallicite, a rare mineral which you won't have seen before. We need you to dig up every scrap of gallicite that KZ4 has to offer, and bring it back to us immediately.
The ground is full of gallicite, a fuel to make our spaceships fly.
And you, my friends, will mine the ground till every scrap of it is found.
And when can we return to Cornwall?
You may only return when every last scrap of gallicite on KZ4 has been found.
Cousin Jack, say you're the best. It's time to put that to the test one day. You may return, but only when your work is done. Whatever did we do to end up here? We have loved ones at home for which we fear. We're begging you, please, to let us go and take us all back to Cornish.
No!
One day you may return, but only when your work is done.
Years passed and the Cousin Jacks dug through the ground of KZ4. Eventually, they learned to love it. After all, they were the best miners in the world. Or perhaps even the best in the universe. The astronoids paid them well, and spaceship fuel was plentiful. A type of grain grew on KZ4, which they ground into flour to make pastry for their pasties. The pasties were filled with the meat of the Gwyrthoid, a small rat-like creature which lived underground. The Cousin Jacks learned that the Gwyrthoids couldn't resist pasty crusts, and they crimped their pasties all the way round, so that there was enough crust to lure the Gwyrthoids into traps. Once a week, the miners would put down their pickaxes to feast and dance. On KZ4 there were no trees, no horses to give hair for violin bows, and no goats for the skin of drums. And the few instruments that the Cousin Jacks had brought with them had been destroyed, so they made new instruments out of whatever they could find, and some even took up astronoid instruments. Of course, the Cousin Jacks carried on singing while they worked, but their memories of melodies were twisted and turned.
Never thought we'd end up here. It seems like we'll be stuck for years, but we'll try to do the best we can. 'Cause there's no miner like a Cornish man.
My great-great-grandfather never got to see the homeland again, but he hoped that one day his successors would see Cornwall in all its beauty and work in the mines there. And today is that day.
Today is the day. Today is the day that we all sail away. Ports full of fish and mines full of copper, tin and lead wait for us all in the land that lies ahead.
I'm not going. I'll stay here. KZ4 is the only home I've ever had, and there is talk of heading to the neighbouring asteroid KZ5 to find more Galasite. I'll stay here where there is guaranteed to be work.
I'll stay here. If Cornwall has changed as much in the last 150 years as KZ4 has, it may not be what our ancestors promised.
I'm going. I'm tired of KZ4 and I long for adventure.
I'm going. It's what my great-great-grandfather wanted, and Cornwall is where my heart belongs.
Today is the day. Today is the day that we all sail away. Today is the day. Today is the day that we all sail away. Ports full of fish and mines full of copper, tin and lead wait for us all in the land that lies ahead. Ports full of fish and mines full of copper, tin and lead wait for us all in the land that lies ahead. Today is the day that makes the stars wait for us all in the land that lies ahead. Today is the day that makes the stars wait for us all in the land that lies ahead.
You're listening to the news on Radio Cornwall. A UFO giving off a strange purplish light was spotted over Cornwall last night. This was followed by a group of people in sort of steampunk costumes, found walking around Cornwall looking rather dishevelled and confused. It was initially thought that this crowd had something to do with the Maisie Day parade in Penzance tomorrow, but this has since been disputed, as they said they were looking for a tin mine that closed down over 100 years ago. Experts are further investigating the situation.
Here we are, in the county our great-great-grandparents dreamed of us visiting. And my word, ain't it beautiful? The sky is blue, the grass is green, and the sea is magnificent. People from all over the world are enjoying this wonderful land. But all the mines closed down years ago, they say. Cornish men aren't miners or fishermen anymore, they say. And the noise of vehicles on the road, it drowns out the peaceful crashing of the waves. They don't crimp their pasties all the way around here. They crimp them on the side, and if they crimp them on top, God forbid they are not proper Cornish men. And steak is nothing compared to Gwyrathoid meat. but mustn't complain. I hear there's a festival happening tomorrow, so that is where we shall be headed, to hear the music and dance the dances that our ancestors knew and loved.
And now, we have a surprise addition to today's performers from a mysterious location. May I present to you Efanvos and the Cousin Jacks of KZ4!
Thank you very much. My name is Efanvos, and you may not believe this, but myself and my bandmates have travelled here from outer space. 150 years ago, our great-great-grandparents were bound for Adelaide, Australia, to work in the mines there. But on their journey, they were abducted by our dear friends, the Astronoids. We travelled here in search of mining work, but we see that Cornish men aren't miners nowadays. And now the time has come for us to decide whether to stay here in this beautiful land or head back into space.
I'm staying here. We came here for a reason.
I'm staying. The coast is beautiful and the music is sweet. I'd take it over KZ4 any day.
I'm staying. I finally found a place I can call home.
And as for me, this place is incredible. It's beautiful beyond compare, like no place I've ever been before. And Grandpa Tom would be so proud that I have seen the place where he was born. But the Cornwall of today is so alien to what Grandpa Tom describes, and I have a strange but strong longing for somewhere familiar, where I can belong. As the Cornish would call it, Hireth. For what makes me a Cornish man is not that I crimp my pasties along the side, nor that I put jam before cream on top of scones. It is not that I was born here, nor that I will die here. It is that I am a miner. I choose to head to the asteroid KZ5. We sailed across the universe to step on Cornish ground. But when we reached the promised land, no working mine was found. I was born to be a miner, and Cornwall may be fair, but I can't stay for long, 'cause my heart belongs down a mine somewhere.
Hireth, Hireth, we are longing to go home. Can't recognize this alien place the homeland has become. Hireth, Hireth, we are miners deep within. find a home, someplace where there is copper, lead and tin. To go home, can't recognize this alien place the homeland has become. Earth, we are miners deep within, so we'll find a home, someplace where there is copper, lead and tin. Earth, we are longing to go home, can't recognize this alien place the homeland has become. Earth, we are miners deep within, so we'll find a home, someplace where there is copper, lead